Hello, subscribers. Welcome to a live stream of Pool of Radiance Remastered. So I'm going to start a new run tonight since I've tightened some things up on the engine. I want to do some more testing from the start. So we're going to do character creation. Hey, Bo, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? It's going well here. Hope all is well with you. So let's try out some of the other classes. I am going to work on a bard. We'll see if we can get a bard to actually become a bard by the time we finish the game. Let's do lawful neutral. Sounds good. So he'll be a fighter basically until we can get him to level 5 through 7. And then we have to decide when we're going to switch to a thief. And then once we get to level 5 through 9, we can switch him to a bard. So we'll say yes. Yes, we want to choose weapon proficiencies. Okay, so bards are limited with what they can use in the future. So I want to be smart about it. Let's go ahead and just pick a standard longsword. I think they can use slings. Not 100% sure of that. Let's go with... You're doing good. Just doing some solid state drive benchmarks for video. Nice. Sounds like fun. I'm gonna pick flasks of oil. And let's do a short sword. Okay. Wow, that was pretty good. Oh yeah, we should try to get psionics too. A psionic bard sounds pretty amazing. Of course, like I said, it'll be a long way off before he actually becomes a bard. We want high strength, dexterity, and hopefully constitution. We do get the attributes being a lot higher because this is a predestined bard. And I make it meet the minimum requirements for the bard at a time. Are your benchmarks, Bo, for a gaming type setup? I know a lot of the hardware you do is for gaming. Darn, I don't like 16 dexterity. Oh, 121 psionic, but the dexterity and constitution's too low. More for just file transfers. Basically, how fast is the drive? How long can it write before cache runs out? And thermals. Oh, okay, cool. So are you actually trying to burn the drive out then? Or are you just doing performance checks period and then stopping at that? Hey, Duncan, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? 1800 strength. Holy moly, but that dexterity can't do it. He says new party scam. No, it's not a scam. It's so we can do more testing now that more fixes are in place. And trying new combos. We're going to do a bard. We're going to do a barbarian. So we're not going to have any casters to start. Oh, that was good, but no psionics. So I really want to depend on psionic ability in the beginning here. Hope we get some good disciplines. Bo says not for our endurance, but raw performance, such as when it's near full, can it maintain its performance still? Gotcha. Yeah, that's interesting. Is this the first solid state drive you've done that with? Or are you just comparing a specific one? 14 Constitution, nope. It's gonna probably take a while to get this one the way I want it. We are turning on, in fact, I'm going to do it now. We're turning on all the options to make it hard. We got item damage turned on, economy adjustments on, treasure experience on. We're not going to award experience, slain experience for surrenders. Okay. And we're going to do an Iron Man attempt. So we got to get some good rolls here. You've done this for quite a few, usually new release and off-brand stuff. So there's some data out there on its performance. Oh, cool. Yeah, I know you've got a slew of tech videos out there. Tech Guy Bo is his name, by the way, guys, on YouTube. Bo spelled B-E-A-U. Hey, Moody, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? You had an interview scheduled for today, but you canceled? Well, I hope you're doing okay. Oh, sure thing, Bo. That was pretty good, but no psionics. Oh, man. I'm not passing this up. He's just not going to have any psionic ability. Bard. He's not really a bard, but he's going to become a bard. Which is way, 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 way off. That looks good. Okay, so we got a bard. Let's do our barbarian. We're going to make him a psionic for sure. Oh, gosh, we could go evil. If I go the evil route, I could do an assassin. Let's do it. We'll make an evil cleric too. Okay. Barbarian, what do we want you to use? Let's do a composite longbow. I don't want him to dual wield, so let's get hand axe. Let's do a broadsword. Let's do a flail. We'll do dagger too in case we find some good daggers. It's another retail position, Moody. But when you called corporate, they said the customer's always right. That's Moody's indication that he's not gonna work for them. Moody says, love how you have the term bard trainee for one of the characters. Thanks. Yeah, it's just tried to think of terminology that would make sense since he is not he's not a bard yet. Short bows are pretty common. Let's pick that. Okay, we are going to get psionics for sure. Psionics with great attributes. And I do want at least 100 on psionic so that we can do a psionic blast against non-psionics. $87. Here's 106. Dexterity is terrible. We need 18 dexterity so that we can take advantage of the huge armor class decrease technically, the barbarians get. Yeah, barbarians. We're gonna have an assassin. We're gonna have an. Oh, we can't do an evil cleric until the barbarian reaches level 3. They won't tolerate clerics until level 3. So I'll have to decide once I get to level 3 if I want to go back and create a cleric. Moody's on a 3 stream watch streak. Duncan says, do what I do if you have trouble. For every point you want, take one away from another. Yeah, a lot of people do that. I'm not doing that. It makes it too easy. And you always take from attributes that aren't that useful. Not a cheater. We're going to get legit characters here. Constitution's too low. That was nice. 1800 strength. But I also want psionics. 100 psionics. That was 105, but the rest of the attributes weren't good enough. And we'll hope that we get a good discipline. There's a lot of good disciplines. Level 1 can be a bit precarious for getting disciplines, though. Moody says, have the perfect name for the cleric. Derek the Cleric. And he'd be evil, too. You have a chaotic evil barbarian. It's going to be hard to get high psionics and good attributes. $75. The rest isn't good anyway. 18's too low. 78. Nope. 1800, 1899. Oh, no. Too bad of attributes. $30. Gosh, 139 Sonics. Holy moly. Look how many hit points this barbarian has. 4. That's terrible. He rolled, I think, a 2. Hey, DC, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? He says, OMG, that's how you can tell that they're Sonic. I always thought you had to wait until the character creation go back. No, you just see the attribute appear. Yeah. And remember, it only dwarves, halflings, and humans can be psionic. So don't keep trying to see that attribute on anything else. It won't work. Moody says, as the SpongeBob narrator say, 2 hours later. Wonder what the pixel dimensions are for the player characters created in these games. I think they're 24 by 24. They're tiny. Moody says, you know what Jimmy would do? Oh, yes. Cheat to win. That's his favorite saying. Hey, Toothless, welcome to the stream. How you doing? DC says, so I always had to create the character and then go view, and then there was nothing, delete. Oh, yeah. It still takes a long time. But as you can see there, 64. Now, you don't know what disciplines he has, so you'd have to wait to see what disciplines he ends up with. He says, imagine me doing that for 2 hours, not seeing a single psionic. Yeah, that's rough. And remember, you won't see one unless you do human, dwarf, or halfling. So hopefully you weren't doing it on like an elf or something. But yeah, I hope this is gonna help. Yeah, it's dwarf, halfling, or human. That's who can be psionics. Whoa, that one had 20 hit points. Holy moly. But he didn't have psionics. I have to get psionics on this guy. Nope. Strength's too low. I mean, if you're willing to modify your characters, you can just wait to get psionic and then go modify. That would save you a lot of time, but I'm not cheating on any of it, so it's gonna take me quite a while to get what I want here. But I have no casters in this run, so I need to get psionics. Barbarian will only tolerate clerics and druids once he gets to level 3. But they tolerate psionics. They can even be psionics. I always picture, I think his name's Dar on the Beastmaster. We were talking about that on the Discord server. He's a barbarian that was a psionic. No, not gnome. That's what's interesting. You would think gnomes would become a psionic before a dwarf. Nope. In fact, you could get a dwarf or a halfling with 19 constitution, get the book of bodily health or manual bodily health, or that girdle of dwarves, and get them regeneration with psionics. DC says, yeah, it was only 30 minutes of doing it on an elf before realizing they couldn't get one. Yeah. It is kind of cool, though. That is a buff to halflings. Because halflings really did need more love. No, this isn't good enough. The barbarian's the one I'm spending the most time on. Because I'm dead set on getting psionics and good attributes. Because barbarians level up very, very slowly. They're very strong for what level they are, but they level very slowly. Level drain is even more vicious on them because of that. You never used halflings in any of the gold box games? Yeah, because their classes were so limited. It was just fighter and fighter thief. And their fighter level cap was like, what, level 5 or something? But now they're much, much improved, especially with all the bonuses they get. Let me see what disciplines this guy has. If he has some really good disciplines, I'll keep him. He can't Psionic Blast non-Psionics, so that's a bummer. Barbarian. Let me just add and see what he has. He doesn't have any disciplines. Drop. Let me make sure that you can actually get a discipline for one thing on level 1. You should be able to. Yeah, it's Psionic. Just double checking on my code here. Ah, yes, it's not assigning it unless you're level 2, which works in the curse engine, but that doesn't work in Pool of Radiance. So let me kill this. And go. See if OBS, okay, OBS didn't mess up this time. It's good news. Okay, the bard's still there. All right, here we go. Barbarian, chaotic evil. So we're doing hand axe, flail. Or wait, no, not flail on him. Broadsword, hand axe. I'm gonna do military pick. And then composite longbow, short bow. We get one more. Let's do flask of oil. Gnomes were not much appealing either. Not sure if their racial bonuses worked either. Yeah, at least in the curse engine, since I have the code, some of it worked. It worked pretty well. I don't think it was 100% working though. If you have high constitution on those, you get a major bonus to magic saving throw or spells and poison. And that did work. And then the dodge against large creatures worked. It did not have the bonus that gnomes get against something. What was it? Kobolds or goblins? I don't remember what it was. But I put that in. Nope, not good enough. Duncan says, it seems nothing worked 100%. That is a true statement. Oh, dang it. This is pretty good. His strength's bad, but we can make up for that with Gauntlet's Ogre power. Let's check it out and see what he gets for discipline. Definitely Sonic Blast. And we'll do ID Insinuation, Tower of Iron Will, Thought Shield. He should have had one. Why does he not? Maybe we can't view him from here. Let me enter the game real quick. We'll have to sit through Rolf's tour. But I want to make sure, because I want to get that working for sure, where we can have a discipline. Hey, Mr. Spock and Joshua, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Yeah, we're doing an evil party this time. But I want to make sure he has some disciplines. I'm going to keep recreating and fixing my code. And it works in Curse, but I think there's a level issue with Pool of Radiance since you start on level 1 that I need to adjust. Dude looks like, Rolf, we're not new to plan. Yeah, he gets all excited. He gets to be another tour guide. Your tour's ended. Yep, that's fine. Let me see if I have. Yeah, he doesn't have any. Okay, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna do this until this is fixed. Let me see what I'm doing wrong here. I see exactly what's wrong here. Okay. Moving this up here. All right. Take me a second here. There it is. Experience is less than or equal to 0. Okay. All right. Let's get this show going again. Time to add an option to throw a roll off the docks if you have an evil party, Duncan says. All right, barbarian. Chaotic evil. Gotta do this again. Has a longbow. Flask of oil. Oh yeah, I want broadsword. Hand axe. Short bow. Military pick. Okay. Evil party, so it's like when all your guests double dip in the chip dip, Mr. Spock says. Trying to make a psionic barbarian. I wanted to make sure that they're assigned disciplines, which works in Curse, but it didn't work in Pools, the remaster, because you start at level 1. And the code was doing it on train, so it missed it for level 1. Oh, hey, Sever, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Sever's on a 3-stream watch streak. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I can overcome the low strength on the barbarian with Gauntlet's ogre power. I definitely want high dexterity and constitution. And we're getting psionics, because we will have 0 casters in this party, at least until level 3. If then I can decide if I want to pull in a cleric or druid. I'd like to do an evil cleric for the graveyard, but I'd have to leave another character behind if I did that. Man, that's pretty darn good stats right there, but I can't do it. Gotta have psionic ability. And I was gonna stop and create one just to see if he gets a discipline, but I'm not gonna do that, because then I have to redo all the choices again on the weapon proficiencies. Oh. This is mediocre. He has invisibility as his psionic discipline. We'll keep him. We'll keep him. That's a pretty good one. 14 hit points isn't the best, but that's okay. Okay, it's a pre-bard. All right, so we got a bard and a pre-bard, or a barbarian and a pre-bard. What else do we want here? Let's do an assassin. Let's do a half orc. Now the question is, do I do a straight assassin or do I do fighter? I'm going to do a straight assassin. Neutral evil. Toothless says, so in rules, evil clerics can turn paladins. How does that even work? Yes. Yes, they can. And I did implement that just recently. Duncan says, having no casters isn't a problem until you get to the later games in the series. Yeah, with psionics, though, you can offset that. Mr. Spock says, lawful evil people would only do that if they could profit from it. Oh, Moody says, chaotic evil is when you drop a chip on the floor and put it back into the bowl without anyone looking. Yeah, an invisible barbarian. That's going to be sweet. Okay, assassin. Yes, we definitely want to choose your weapon proficiencies. We're going to pick poison in case we find any. Let's see. Longsword, dagger. Okay, that's it. He's going to dual wield with a longsword and a dagger. Reroll, yes. 19 Constitution. We need to get 17 Dexterity at least. I mean, that's as high as it goes, I think. Oh, let's get Psionics on the Assassin. That sounds like fun. Let's get it on everybody. Oh, it won't work for half orc. What am I thinking? Okay. Human. I could do a no. Can halflings be assassins? I don't think so. No, they can be acrobats. Which we can't get until level 6. We'll do a human. Because I really want an assassin. And Psionics. Dagger. A longsword and poison. Okay, here we go. I would have been rolling a long time. No, half orcs can't get Psionics. Only dwarf, halfling, and human. Constitution's too low. Dexterity's too low. I mean, we can get healing with a psionic. It won't be super likely, but there is a healing ability. Of course, we're not going to have a paladin because they won't tolerate evil. One of the coolest things about psionic ability is, first of all, you can't. Silence has no impact on it. And second, it works in anti-magic zones. So like, there's a lizard man keep in this game where no magic will work. Psionics will. Also, magic resistance isn't impacted by it. So you can take on those pesky drow and Curse of the Azure Bonds if you had an offensive type one. And there's nothing they can do about it. Tuthla says, a quick question. Did charisma play a role on chance to turn undead in SSI games? No. It has zero impact on that. All it does is look at your level and then the type of undead. I mean, you can't even command undead in the original games. In my engine, you can if you're evil. You can control them. You get to make the choice. Do you want to destroy or control? But you have to be high enough level where you actually would have destroyed them in order to have that option. Man, 115, but 5 hit points. Can't do it. Yeah, Drow with their 50% magic resistance. It's actually even higher than that. It compares your level to the Drow's level. And at some point, you actually start reducing their resistance downward. And that's by the rules. They did do that properly. But if you're lower level than... Whoa, I just passed up a 189 psionics. Here's 112, but his attributes are terrible. Can't do 16 dexterity on an assassin. Yay, try out the magic resistance, yeah. It's where fighter types, and now psionics are much better against those. Pools of Darkness, it would be very ineffective versus the strong mages, yeah. I feel like they really broke it in some of the later ones. The other thing that they did that was wrong was if something had detect invisibility, then everyone got to see it instead of just the one that had detect invisibility. I have fixed that as well. Yeah, there's just so many things they didn't do according to rules. Still, the games are great, even with all that. Everyone type into the chat to distract DFortae from getting a great psionic score, Duncan says. And DC says, I fear it's the opposite of most folks. The game distracts DFortae from the chat. Yeah, it does. I know sometimes I do neglect the chat when I'm focused. We're getting some very bad hit point rolls, Moody says. Yeah, the assassin, they only get 1d6. And then they get their constitution bonus. I mean, I'm not taking that. The 6 hit points was nice, but he rolled max because he only had 12 constitution. If he had over 100 psionics, I may have done it because he could at least do a psionic blast to non-psionics. When I was testing offline the vampire's charm, he charmed my monk who has psionics, and then my monk used his psionic ability on my other psionic. So it got into a ping pong match with their psionic ability. It was pretty funny. I was like, what's going on here? And I'm like, oh, that's right. He charmed my psionic. That's probably about the only time you'll see it. You can run into enemies that have it, but it's very, very, very rare. Psychic Assassin sounds cool, Mr. Spock says. Yeah. Okay. You can do Psionic Blast with only 25 points, but that only is against another Psionic. If you want to hit non-Psionics with a Psionic Blast, you have to have 100 points available. Anything less than that, it won't. it won't blast them. Mr. Spock says, so what's the benefit to be an assassin? Better backstab? They can do an assassinate command. You get to choose. Do you want to backstab or do you want to assassinate? Okay, let me check this one out here. Because he can do a blast. Let's see what discipline he gets. If he got a good discipline, I'll keep him. He got invisibility too. What the? Really? I was hoping for something else. I was hoping for something else. I'm going to redo him. But assassins also get blade venom later on, Mr. Spock, where they can put poison on their bladed weapon. And poison, at first off, it just does damage per round. But eventually you get high enough level, like around level 12, and you hit something, it has to save versus poison or it's just killed. And you get two uses of that poison per battle. And then within about an hour of resting in camp, they apply the poison again. So it's kind of a perpetual way almost of being able to poison enemies when they get higher level. Only works on weapons that have piercing or slashing ability though. Yes. Dagger. Longsword. Poison. I also made it where they're the only ones that can throw poison, unless you have evil characters. Sneaky party is sneaky. Toothless says the way this is going, the whole party will be invisible. Yeah. I want a different ability. I mean, that's cool. Invisibility is great, but I want something else. There's a lot of really cool disciplines. Yeah, I started using C# in 2001. So I used it when it came out originally. I was a Java programmer before that. Java is almost the same thing as C#. They're very close. I've also done C, C++, assembly. I've done all kinds of languages. But C# and Java are the ones I use the most. No, I'm not going to take this. That's terrible dexterity. Dexterity is really important for initiative in addition to armor class. Initiative's a much bigger thing now because I put in weapon speed factors. And if you dual wield, that slows you down even more. So some of those quick weapons like a dagger will make you go much, much faster. And some of the bigger ones like pole arms or even some of the heavier swords. 12 dex, that's terrible. This is a character creation stream. No. Nope. 12 dexterity is terrible. So we won't, well, I guess we could have a ranger actually. Rangers will go with evil. They have to be good. They will go with evil. The paladin will definitely not go with evil. Man, that was good stats right there, with no psionic. Hmm. Let's see what discipline he has. Molecular agitation. I gotta remember what this one does. Uh, oh, okay. So this one has pretty much no range to it. And what you can do is cause like their flesh to start burning, or you can damage some of their items. Like you can heat up paper that they have in their possession. You can ruin potions. You can destroy wood, cloth, metal, stuff like that. So the advantages, there's no range. You just have to be able to see them. So they could be 25 squares away and it would work, but it's not really for this character probably a great one. So let's do them again. Neutral evil. And now that I think about it, I'm going to use quicker. We're going to have him dual wield daggers. And then let's give him, let's do poison again. And let's do, let's do darts. Kind of like pyrokinesis. Yeah, kind of. He can be a microwave. Let's see. Mr. Spock says the end game doesn't change at all with an evil party. That's correct. And DC says charm monster or on Tyranthraxis, and now you're his boss. Yep. He's immune to magic. Well, the end leader. Yeah. The stats weren't the best on that character anyway, so. But I did want to check. Because there are some pretty sweet psionic disciplines. There's some minor ones and then there's some major ones. This is good stats. We can do a psionic blast with this guy against non-psionics. The dexterity is a little low, but I'm still gonna take it. And let's hope he got a good discipline. Body weaponry. Okay, that actually is not bad for an assassin. That'll allow him to wear heavier armor. He'll basically be able to have a low armor class once he gets higher level by doing this. And then he can attack without a weapon and still do good damage. But yeah, that's a good one. Nice. Okay. So let's see. We got a bard in the future, a barbarian. Let's do a ranger. And we got to do the typical shooter. Could do a crossbow specialist. I think they can become specialists with crossbow, like a double specialist. You only get one shot with the crossbow. It does, yeah, it does go farther though. I think the point blank range might be farther on the crossbow. Let's try it. And then let's do two-handed sword, battle axe. Okay, a specialty, heavy crossbow. All right, let me take a quick break here, guys. I gotta let my dog out. I'll be back in probably 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Okay, everyone, I am back. Let's get these characters finished. We're on to the Ranger. I'm not going to be quite as picky on him. Do need to save those gauntlets overpower for the Barbarian, so we definitely want 18 something strength on this Ranger. Party will be finished just in time for the end of the stream, Duncan says. Yeah, hopefully these next three will go faster. How many's left? 3 or 2? Takes a long time if you're trying to get a good psionic. And level 1 Rangers can start out with pretty darn good hit points. 22 hit points. 23 hit points. Wow. They get 2d6, or no, 2d8? 2d8. Dang. Yeah, 24 is the max they can start with. It's pretty amazing. We definitely want 18 dex because he's going to be shooting with that crossbow a lot. Here we go. 18 hit points. I'm going to keep it. Yeah, we got 2 more. So we got a barbarian. Right now he's a fighter. He'll eventually become a bard. Assassin Ranger. I mean, we can do a monk again. They will journey fine with a barbarian. Lawful evil monk. Now let's give him something that has more chance to penetrate. We'll do a halberd. We're going to wait till we get good psionics on him. We won't have the phantom armor, so that's going to be a huge detriment. So we'll probably keep him back shooting. Good news is strength and dexterity don't mean as much. They start with 2d4 hit points. And then they only get 1, or is that right? Or is it 2d6? No, it's 2d4 and then they get a d4 each level. So they start out a little bit better. I mean, the dexterity still matters for the initiative, but we can focus more on psionics for this. Get a good one pretty quickly. Let's try to get some good psionic points here. Over 100. $92, not high enough. Hmm. 14. 30. Two hit points. That monk had 2 hit points. Oh my gosh. So the most I can have is 10. That's with a constitution bonus. You have 16 constitution. $20 psionic, not high enough. $74, not high enough. Yeah, these have gone through much faster. The barbarian I spent, I think, over a half hour on. $120. Dexterity was 15. $138.18 dexterity. This is a keeper. 9 hit points. Okay, blast. Monk. What did he get for his discipline? Molecular agitation. So that's that one where you can start microwaving something from far away. So that's fitting for a monk. I like it. Okay, we got one more. So we have 2 pretty good tanks, the ranger and the barbarian. The bard starting as a fighter, he'll be a good tank. Assassin, definitely not. Monk, no. I might do a dwarf fighter. Could do a dwarf acrobat, which would be kind of interesting. Because you'd get evasion eventually. We could, if we held out for 19 Constitution, we could get regeneration ability. He could get psionics too. Let's do it. This will be a weird one. We'll make him true neutral. Choose weapon proficiencies. Yes. Composite short bow, sling. Reroll. The good news is, even though dwarves lose dexterity, you have to have 16 for a future acrobat. So we should be able to get pretty good roll results here quickly. And hopefully psionic at the same time. It's going to be tough to get psionics with the lower charisma. 18. $39. 17. $47. Yeah, it's just a lot harder for them. Whoa. He had like 18 on 5 attributes. Should find the manual that the game with your Dungeons and Dragons DVD and give you the specs on the enchanted items the Dungeon Master gives the kids. Not sure I follow you, Duncan. I mean, I have the manuals. I have the physical ones and online ones, so I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about. Oh, the official Dungeons and Dragons book put out for the cartoon. Ah, gotcha. Yeah. Where's my Sonic Dwarf Acrobat? This character is going to be so bad unless I can get high Sonics. Yeah, it's just so hard with the low charisma. We're not getting a big boost to the Sonic points. They're kind of low on intelligence and wisdom in general, too, the dwarves. All right, we're quitting this character. Halfling. It has stats for D&D edition 3.5. So you'd have to backtrack it. Thought it'd be a cool idea. Are you saying the book has like the characters in there? So like Bobby the Barbarian, it has like stats and stuff on him or whatever. A bit confused about what you're suggesting. Oh, character sheets for all the characters. Okay, I see. Yeah, and I don't think that cartoon was even Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, was it? For some reason, I thought it was Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, 3.5 edition definitely did not exist when that cartoon was out. It would have been first edition, I'm pretty sure. It was first edition because that Barbarian Thief Aggro. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it's first edition. It's definitely not 3.5 edition. But the cartoon, I'm pretty sure they just said Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think they said Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe they just left that word out because it would confuse people that didn't play it. Ah, these stats, they're too bad. Twelve Constitution. You'd have to take those sheets and work backwards. I think they just left it out because kids. You guys are really talking abbreviated in the chat. I have no idea what you're talking about. Because of kids? Oh, they left out the word advanced in the title because kids don't care about the word advanced. Gotcha. Look, it says, don't pass up another 189 in Sanix if it appears again. Yeah. Well, that was on a human. These halflings and dwarves have a much harder time getting high, especially the dwarves. I was wanting to get regeneration with 19 Constitution. That's why I was doing this. But the chance of getting a good Sonic score with that doesn't appear to be a very good chance. So I may scrap this and just go for a Sonic fighter. Human. Okay. Let's get some things that we haven't done yet. Hammer. Fashard. Lance. Lucerne hammer. 25 Sonic. We've been rolling for a Sonic this whole time, Jimmy says. No, this is the last character. We have Sonics, I think, on 3 or 4. But it's not easy to get when you're doing legit rolls. It's hard to get enough high stats. Because intelligence, wisdom, and charisma are factors. But when those are high, usually your dexterity and constitution and strength isn't that high. So it's just hard to get those combined. It's not easy. Oh, wow, Duncan, thanks so much. He just cheered 1,070 bits. He's earned the new 5K bits badge. Nice. Thank you very much for your generosity. I appreciate that. So can we work on some sub and bits badge for the stream probably, Jimmy says? Yeah, I definitely need to do that. But yeah, thanks again. I really appreciate it. Trying to get through this so we can actually start playing. That's very generous. Greatly appreciate it. That's like the equivalent of 2 subs. It's actually better than 2 subs because I get 100% of that as opposed to the subs. You only get like, I don't know what it is, 30 to 50%, somewhere in that range. Appreciate all the support. Good news is we're on the last character. Bad news is it's still hard to get a Sonic. Why is he rolling like so lousy on his attributes? Good Sonics, but terrible strength. Maybe I should just do another Ranger. Whoa! 177 Sonic, but Constitution of 14 and Strength of 16. Let's just see what he would have got for his discipline. Fig. We'll call him Fig. Invisibility and molecular rearrangement. Okay, let me see what molecular rearrangement does. I don't remember. I think we can change money into different forms, which would allow us to make mithril coins eventually that can't get destroyed. Even adamant coins. Let's see. Yeah, this can only be used once a month. So we can change materials into different things. So the invisibility is pretty cool. Yeah, we'll keep him. It'll be interesting. He's got fairly low hit points, and he's not going to get hit point bonuses based on his constitution. But we'll try to make it work. Now we got to sit through the tour again. Jimmy says this is fun too. Seeing the rolls and getting a good one is like winning the lottery. Miss Fox said, would you consider putting in a cheat mode where people could just edit their own stats? They can already do that. There's the modify command. The only one I don't allow you to modify is the psionics. Because Gary Gygax explicitly said many times it should be rare and hard to get. He was very adamant on it. And I'm with him. If you want the psionics, no, you got to put in the pain to get it. It's worth earning. Okay, the tour is over. Save. Let's go get our gear. Alright, so he specializes in what? Fashard, Lucerne Hammer, Hammer, and Lance. We're going to buy him a Fashard. And Bandit Mount. Okay. Monk. What did I give you? Halberd. It's another good one against heavy armor. I need to get him a crossbow eventually, but he's not going to be proficient with it right now. Ranger. I think I gave you heavy crossbow. Yeah. So he can do double damage up to 30 feet. Still point blank range. Otherwise he gets +2 to hit up to 60 feet. +1 damage. And another +1 to hit. No, +2 damage, 30 feet. +2 to hit 60 feet. Anything beyond 60 feet, he still does +1 damage as long as it's to medium range. So that's pretty sweet. Where are the quarrels? And then let's get him Banded Mail. I think it was the Battle Axe, right? Yeah, no penalty with Battle Axe, so we'll get him one of that in case I want to use melee if I run out of quarrels. Doesn't really matter because we can still shoot in melee range. And then Dagger, Dart, Poison. Double Dagger. It's going to dual wield. And a bunch of darts. Okay. And then armor. Studded leather. Okay. Duncan says, I do the same thing when I go to purchase equipment after I create the characters. I know full well when I choose for specialties, but I still check again. Yeah. I'd never remember which ones I put it on. So I'm going to get him some flasks of oil. I'm also going to get him a longsword and a sling. Longsword, sling. And he's a fighter right now. He'll be that for a long time. So we're going to get him banded mail and a shield. And we'll get him some flasks of oil he can throw. And then the barbarian, we're going to get him leather so that he still gets his dexterity bonus. He can also do flasks of oil, hand axe, military pick, broadsword. Okay. He's going to do a wield. Where's the hand axe? Did I just swap in another weapon? I did. I think a flail. There's some weapons getting swapped in here. Let me leave and come back. It randomizes a few of the items. There's the hand axe. Okay, hand axe. And then broadsword. Broadsword got swapped out, I think. It did. Give me my broadsword. And then flasks of oil. Composite longbow. Okay. And then we need some armor. We're going to get leather. So he still has armor class 2. And let's go get some flasks of oil. Although, yeah, this is the weak barbarian. Strength at 15. He's going to hit his limit pretty quick. The bard's a lot stronger. Let's buy the bard. Some stuff here. So item damage is going to be a thing. I have it enabled. I'm already out of money. So I don't think I care right now about protecting my items. I don't have anything magical. And we probably aren't going to be facing anything that's going to be a threat to damage a lot of our items yet. We have no healing ability because we didn't get healing Sonic. A brutish bard, yeah. Bards have start out as fighters, and then they become thieves, and then they become druid / bard at the same time. No, don't allow them to flee. They're scared. Ah! Monk already knocked one down. Stunned him. Nine damage. Okay, assassin. Sonic blast. Let's do it. Who says you need magic? Dual wielding. Oh, let's do. No, this is the one for money. Never mind. Is this the one? Yeah, this one has molecular agitation. We're going to have some fun with it. Number of rounds. 3. Flesh. Let's wait around. Oh, he surrendered. Okay. Let's go ahead and take this stuff so we can sell it. So is the ranger strong? Yeah. Stun scam. Was there a reminder or tooltip when you select a bard from the classes? Yes. Yeah, I put that in. It tells you exactly what's going to happen. And then if you come in here, you can see it says bard trainee. Same happens with the acrobat. If you try to create one of those, it gives you a warning. Okay. Good news is we don't have to, well, we did use Sonic. Somebody did, yeah, 20 points there. Okay. It only takes an hour to get back a good amount of points though. So we might be able to get away with rest in here. Let's see how many hours we can rest. 3. That should have got back all of our points pretty much. Yep. I think you get back like 24 per hour or 28 or something like that when you rest. That one has javelins. 13 damage. We don't need to heal. We can just rest. That's how I did it with the no caster party. You can just rest. I'm only taking the things worth a little bit. I don't think those are worth anything. What does he have? He has body weaponry. He's only level 1 though, so it's not going to give him much, if any, armor class improvement. Yeah, this is the one that can rearrange money. Yeah, 1 hit point every 24 hours is correct. If you rest a straight week, though, you do get a bonus if you have good constitution. So you can actually start getting back more than 1 hit point per day. And I think if you rest 3 weeks, no matter how many hit points you have without being interrupted, you get all hit points back. I implemented that according to rules. So even if you had 100 hit points, you could get them all back. That's probably worth something. I think we've killed 3 random encounters. Here's the 4th. Monk's always going first because he's not equipped, so he doesn't have a speed factor penalty. We can Sonic blast them before they get hacked. So he has invisibility. See, I haven't even had to use that yet. Assassin has body weaponry. That'll become useful later. Fighter. We get 0 experience for surrenders. I did enable that. So we want to kill them as quickly as possible. Okay, this might be some money. At, he says at that rate, your characters will die of old age before you even get secret. I will definitely have a new party before that would happen. Okay, 89 gold. They do have the economic adjustments on, by the way, which cuts down the amount of money you get. Let's try to get some of this treasure in the other room. Let's see how much this eats into our profits. Monk sacrifices his share. 7 experience points and 10 experience and potential items. Yeah, that severely ate into our profits. Silk pillow, bag of exotic spices, platinum bell, polished malachite sculpture, short bow, and 20 arrows. We should got more. Should get more experience out of these. So I probably have to tweak something. Let me make sure it's magical first off. It should be. Yeah, we would just get 10 experience for that. Okay, so I think I know what's going on here. Since we didn't fight anything to get that, it's saying the power factor is cuts into it severely. It shouldn't be cutting it that much. It's because we didn't fight anything. These are magic arrows. So if you notice, there was a little star on there. The barbarian had detected that something was magical about that. That's one thing barbarians can do, that it only does like one item. 20% chance to detect magic. So he detected it on that item and then it disappeared. So if you're not paying attention, you could miss it. Duncan says, my bag of exotic spices. How dare you? Yeah, let's see how much we get out of this. Yeah, what's happened was it's cut into the power factor too much because of it thinking we didn't fight anything, which we didn't. That's too much of a penalty. Let me see where that's at. Probably fix it offline. Variance. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense why it would have been that little. Let me do that again. I put a breakpoint so I can see where it's doing the calculation. Let me save it here. In case I want to go fix something and come back in. Say yes, look. Okay, here we go. Should be set at 222. Yeah, so that time it did it. Each character receives 0 and then 233 in potential items. That is correct. That time it was a composite longbow instead of a short bow. It got upgraded. Let me try to do it again. I want to see if I can get a regular short bow to form here. Okay. That's a rug. This is a marble statue. Okay, composite short bow +1. It's doing the same thing. It's doing the value correct. I wonder if what happened there was somehow that monk sacrificing interfered and he sacrificed the bow. I'm gonna have to check on that. Because when I'm at my breakpoints, it's working properly. I'll just have to check it offline. But yeah, new party's going to be fun. This is going to be an interesting run. We'll see how it goes. I'm really curious. I mean, once we get to the trolls, it'll actually be easy because we could psionic blast them and their intelligence is low. It'll pretty much kill them outright. So as long as you have psionics, I think you're pretty darn good for a long time. But time will tell. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.